Happy Friday, love angels. Welcome back to Faith Filled Friday. I guess I could have just started off with that, huh? All right, so the last topic in our Unsinkable Faith 4-day reading plan, well, more like 4-week reading plan, God-filled strategies to transform the way you think, feel, and live. Our last topic is entitled Replacing Negative Thoughts. These 3 simple steps have been instrumental in my life as I have learned that they truly do work, and I know they can be instrumental in yours too. Number 1, notice negative thoughts. Ask God to expose each negative thought you have. You take authority over your thoughts when you notice the ones you've allowed and begin to recognize the patterns they have developed in your mind over time. Noticing and capturing the thoughts that have kept you bound is the first step in transformation. Number 2, reject negative thoughts. After you notice a negative thought, you have the power to reject it. Refuse to entertain it in your mind or on your lips. And I was going to say power lies in the tongue. Power lies in the tongue. Okay, you guys know what I mean. Reject any thought that lies about who you are, who others are, or who God is. If what you are thinking doesn't line up with scripture, it is not true. Toss out any thoughts that make you feel hopeless, worried, or afraid. When you're tempted to complain, blame, or shame, use the power God has given you to refrain. I'm going to say that again. When you're tempted to complain, blame, or shame, use the power God has given you to refrain. When you reject negative thoughts, they lose their power over you. Replace negative thoughts. This is number 3. Each time you exterminate a negative thought that's been exposed, replace it with the thought that is more true. For example, notice the negative thought, no one really loves me, and replace it with, there are people who love me, but most importantly, I am God's beloved. Or notice the negative thought, I always mess things up, and replace it with, I'm human and sometimes fail, but I'm not a failure and I can succeed. Or I'll never be able to lose the weight, overcome the addiction, find someone to love me. With all things are possible. Oh, I'm sorry. It says replace that with, all things are possible with God. And honestly, the last few of these definitely resonated with me. About, I always mess things up. I know there was a point in my life, because I told you guys I've been a perfectionist most of my life, where I make a mistake and I would just go over and over on how I made that mistake and how I should have did it better and I should have did it this way. And I've learned, and sometimes you have to continue. I'm talking a lot today. You have to continually remind yourself that it's nothing you can do about what has already happened. There's no time machine where you can go back in time and do it all over again. It's like what happened, happened. All you can do from it is not feel bad about it. Sometimes in a moment you do, but feel bad for that moment, let it go, learn from it, and then know not to do it again next time. And then sometimes, you know what? It may happen again, and that's okay too. You're human. It may happen, but the best thing is, what is it? When you know better, you do better. So just keep doing better and just keep trying to not make the same mistakes that you did before, but don't dwell on those things, and then that's what causes stress and anxiety, and you're worried, and it's just not good. So also about I'll never be able to lose the weight or overcome the addiction. The lose the weight part, I could speak on, because back when I was at my heaviest, I used to think like, I'll never have a body like the body I have now. I'm not even going to compare it to anybody else, because we shouldn't compare ourselves to anyone. We have to be the best versions of ourselves. So right now, I am the healthiest, happiest I have ever been in my whole life, and not only just physical, but I am emotionally and mentally strong. That's what I was trying to say. And that's what's really important. The body achieves what the mind believes. So as long as I'm strong up here, I'm good. At first, this may feel awkward or forced or even artificial. Sometimes you got to just fake it till you make it. Your brain might not be used to claiming and announcing what's true. As you continue to choose what's most true, though, your brain begins to form new neural pathways that strengthen God's renewal and transformation of your mind. I also want to suggest a really helpful tool that will help you as you notice, reject, and replace your negative thoughts. Journal a record of the thoughts you exterminate each day, in an effort to begin recognizing patterns of habitual negative thinking. Beside each one, note the thought you're choosing to replace the negative one with. Keeping track will also help you recognize when you are beginning to think differently. I can't speak today. Think differently. And breaking free from the stronghold will eliminate certain negative thoughts have had over your life. All right. So hopefully that was very inspiring for you. It was for me. All right. Scripture I'm going to leave you with. Maybe a few. First one is Philippians 4:8. Finally, brothers and sisters, whatever is true, whatever is noble, whatever is right, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely, whatever is admirable, if anything is excellent or praiseworthy, think about such things. And finally, 1 Peter 5:8. Be sober, be watchful, your adversary the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about seeking whom he may devour. All right, so just keep that faith, that unsinkable faith. And I will see you all next time for God's glory. Thank you for stopping by.